Hello and welcome to lesson 12-7. This lesson is titled Convert Units of Time. So we've been working on converting a lot of different units in this lesson. We talked about customary units, we talked about metric units, and now we're going to talk about units of time. Let's go ahead and watch our video lesson and jump into our guided practice together.
How do you solve problems that involve different units of time? Kendall's family is driving to the theater to see a 2-hour movie. Kendall notices this sign at the parking lot closest to the theater. Do you think they should park there? You can convert one of these times so you are comparing like units. 1 hour equals 60 minutes. 1 minute equals 60 seconds. One way to solve the problem is to convert 2 hours to minutes, then compare. To change from larger units to smaller units, multiply. Remember, 1 hour equals 60 minutes. 2 times 60 minutes equals 120 minutes. Should Kendall's family park in the 90-minute parking lot?
Select your answer.
120 minutes is greater than 90 minutes, so Kendall's family should not park in that lot. Another way to solve the problem is to convert 90 minutes to hours, then compare. To change from smaller units to larger units, divide. 90 divided by 60 equals 90 sixtieths, which equals 1 1/2 hours. 1 1/2 hours is less than 2 hours, so Kendall's family should not park in that lot.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into our notes and guided practice now that we have a general idea of how to convert units of time. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in to our lesson notes. So our focus question is, how do you solve problems that involve different units of time? Now remember, 1 hour is 60 minutes. So half of 1 hour is going to be 30 minutes. 1 minute is 60 seconds. So again, half of that is going to be 30 seconds. So those conversions go across pretty smoothly. Let's take a look at our first example. Emily played softball all weekend. She was wondering the difference in time between the shortest game and the longest game. How can she figure it out? So game 1 was 78 minutes. Game 2 was 1 hour, 10 minutes. Game 3 was 1 hour, 8 minutes. Game 4 was 85 minutes. And game 5 was 1.5 hours. So before I can compare and decide which is the longest or the shortest, I need to convert them all so I'm using the same unit. Now, since all of these are more than 1 hour or they're more than 60 minutes, we're going to convert to hours. So I'm converting the ones that are not already in hours. So game 1, 78 minutes. I converted right here. Game 1, 78 minutes is equal to 1 hour and 18 minutes because 1 hour is 60 minutes. So if you subtract a group of 60 from here, you'll be left with 18. So it's 1 hour, 18 minutes. The next one, games 2 and 3 are already in hours and minutes, so we don't need to convert those. The next one we're going to convert is game 4, 85 minutes. So again, game 4, we know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. So if I take a group of 60 out of 85, I'm left with 25 extra. So 85 minutes is 1 hour and 25 minutes. And then game 5 is using decimals instead of just giving us the minutes. So I'm going to convert that as well. 1.5 hours is the same thing as 1 hour and 30 minutes because 5/10 is half. So 1.5 hours. Now I can see right away that the longest game is game 5. That was the 1 hour and 30 minutes. And the shortest game was game 2, which was 1 hour and 10 minutes. Next, I'm going to find the difference between the two games, because remember, this question asks us the longest game and the shortest game. So first, in order to find the difference between them, we had to determine which was the longest and which was the shortest. So first, we changed the units to all be like units. Then we identified the longest and the shortest. Now, to solve the main question, we're going to find the difference. So we're going to subtract. So 1 hour and 30 minutes minus 1 hour and 10 minutes. The hours are going to cancel each other out. Then we have 30 minutes, take away 10 minutes, is going to leave us with 20 minutes. So the difference in time between the longest game and the shortest game was 20 minutes. Let's take a look at another example. It says the school day is 6 hours and 15 minutes long. Jenna says that this is 6 1/4 hours. Henry says that this is 6 25/100 hours. Can they both be correct? Explain. So let's think about what I know. I know that the school day is 6 hours and 15 minutes. That's what they gave us in the question. And I boxed those numbers. Any of the numbers I had in the question, I circled or boxed them so they're easy for me to find. Now, I also know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So if 1 hour is 60 minutes, then 60 divided by 4 is going to give me 1/4 of an hour, which equals 15 minutes. So far I know that Jenna is correct. Now I need to see if Henry is correct. So 0.25 or 25/100 is the equivalent of 25 over 100. Now 25 over 100 simplified is 1/4 because the numerator and the denominator are both multiples of 25. So we found out that Henry is also correct. So 6 hours and 15 minutes is another way to say 6 1/4 hours, which is also another way to say 6 25/100 of an hour. So both Jenna and Henry are correct. So remember, 1 hour is 60 minutes. Half an hour, which is 0.5 of an hour, is 30 minutes. 1/4 of an hour, or 0.25 of an hour, is 15 minutes. So these are just some basic conversions to kind of keep in the back of your mind while you're working. It'll help speed up the process once you have those memorized. All right, let's take a look at some more examples. How many seconds are in 1 hour and then in 10 hours? So I want to stop and figure out what I know. I know 1 hour is 60 minutes, and I know that 1 minute is 60 seconds. So knowing that, to find the number of seconds in 1 hour, I'm going to multiply my 1 hour, so my 1, times 60 minutes times 60 seconds. Now I can distribute this. I don't need the 1 because I know 1 times anything stays the same, so I can drop that. And then 60 times 60, I can make that into 6 times 10 plus another group of 6 times 10. Now I can use my associative property to reorder my numbers, and I can do the 6 times 6 times 10 times 10. I'm still using all of my numbers, even if I change them around. My answer doesn't change. So if I do the 6 times 6, that's going to give me 36. 10 times 10 is going to give me 100. So 36 times 100 is going to be 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. Now, I could have done the 60 times 60 and just dropped the zeros and done my basic fact of 6 times 6 is 36, and then added those 2 zeros that I dropped back on, and I would still get the same answer. So we figured out that 1 hour has 3,600 seconds in it. Now, to find how much it is in 10 hours, I'm going to multiply by a group of 10. So 3,600 times 10 is equal to 36,000, or I can rewrite it as an exponent by saying 36 times 10 to the power of 3 seconds in 10 hours. So go back through that carefully, reread it. It's not as difficult as it may look in the beginning. We're just following the same basic steps that we know. We're doing them one at a time. And our last example before our guided practice says, which is greater, 330 minutes or 7.5 hours? So first we need to convert one of these so that the units match. Now I'm going to convert the 330 minutes into hours. So I'm going to do 330 divided by 60. So I'm going to drop the 0 off of each one of those and do 33 divided by 6. So 33 divided by 6 is 5 with a remainder of 3 out of 6, or 5.5. So 5.5 hours, I can now compare to 7.5 hours. So 330 minutes, which is the 5.5 hours, is less than 7.5 hours. Okay, let's jump into our guided practice. Number 1, which is the longer time? 5 minutes, 25 seconds, or 315 seconds? So since most of these units are in seconds, I'm going to convert the minutes into seconds. So the 5 minutes times 60, because there's 60 seconds in 1 minute, 5 times 60 is going to give me 300 seconds. So now I can compare. So the 25 minutes is less than the 300 seconds, which is the 5 minutes, which is less than the 315 seconds. So my longest time is 315 seconds. Number 2, how many minutes are in a quarter hour? How do you know? So 1 hour is 60 minutes. So 1/4 hour is going to be that 60 times 1/4, or 60 divided by 4, which equals 15. So there are 15 minutes in 1/4 hour. Number 3, we're converting from number 3 all the way to number 6, we're going to be converting units of time. So 240 seconds is equal to how many minutes? So 240, we're going to divide that into groups of 60, or you could drop the 0 off of each one of those, and you can do 24 divided by 6, which is going to give you 4. So 240 seconds is equal to 4 minutes. Next, we have 2 hours, 18 minutes converted into minutes. So I'm going to take those 2 hours and I'm going to multiply it by 60. And then whatever answer I get, I'm going to add 18 to it because I have 18 extra minutes. So 2 times 60 is 120. 120, which is the 2 hours, plus an extra 18 minutes, is going to give me 138 minutes. Number 5, we have 4.5 minutes that we want to convert into seconds. So when we're moving from a bigger unit to a smaller one, we're going to multiply. So 4 1/2, I'm going to do the 4 times 60 to give me how many seconds are in 4 minutes. So 4 times 60 plus half times 60 for the half minute. Now 4 times 60 is going to be 240 because 4 times 6 is 24 plus that 0. And half of 60 is going to be 30. So 240 plus 30 is going to give me 270 seconds in 4.5 minutes. And number 6, we have 80 minutes that we are going to convert into hours and minutes. Now you could do 80 divided by 60, which is going to give you 1 with a remainder of 20. Or you could just do 80 minus a group of 60 to take 1 hour out, and you'll be left over with 20. So it would be 1 hour and 20 minutes. This was a short, quick lesson. Hopefully it was easy for you all. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.